So let's come back and I'll give you my answer to this question. Why are supporting practices so important? They're because, very simply, they maximize what? Cognitive processing of the lesson content. If we use these supporting practices, we will engage students because they are going to stay with us and they are going to have opportunities to show us they understand the content. If we don't use these supporting practices adequately, then we won't end up with engagement. We won't end up with maximum cognitive processing of the content. So maybe you said something like that. Maybe you said something more elaborate and more clear and clever than I did. But either way, I think hopefully you've had a chance to think about that content. So let's now move to thinking about someone else's response to this question. And this is from Dr. Nita Archer, who, as I mentioned, you've already seen in a previous module, show us how she does some of this work. And I'm going to read to you the quotation she gives us about why she thinks supporting practices are so important. So she writes, even when you have crafted an exquisite, well-structured lesson, and here what we mean is a lesson that has good modeling and practice. Even when you have crafted an exquisite, well-structured lesson or adopted a curriculum material with explicit lessons of high quality, it is still possible that some students may not be totally riveted to your every word or deeply processing the lesson content. Clearly and succinctly said here. You've got to rivet those students because despite the fact that you put in lots of really clear examples and you put in lots of planned examples, you had a clear explanation, you came up with very good planned examples, and you designed great practice. If you don't use these practices, there won't be sufficient cognitive processing and students won't master the skills that you're hoping that they will learn. So that's a nice summary for you of the reason that this work on supporting practices is so critical and helps you think about why we're going to start with these ways to elicit responses, because they're going to be one way to keep students riveted on your every word.